Without a doubt, these are the 5 best side hustles if you work full-time. I'm going to tell you what it is, how much money you can make from it, and how you can supercharge it and turn it into your full-time gig. Because let's be honest, your side hustle shouldn't be your side hustle. And don't worry, none of them are dropship. Let's start off with the one that has the most potential, Guy Mafia. Now don't worry, you won't have to order any killings just yet. The Guy Mafia are a group of anonymous individuals that have developed Twitter pages around various niches. Mobile home guy, car dealership guy, luxury watch guy, strip mall guy. And the promise here is that through Twitter, they're going to share industry knowledge and market secrets about a specific industry. And they go very, very deep on these topics. So deep that the majority of the population do not care. However, there will be a small group of nerds that will care a lot. So much so that if you produce good enough content, you'll get a following of these nerds. And after getting their trust, you can then monetize this following. If it was me, I'd probably do a newsletter. I'd find 100 true friends who just love buying and flying planes. Charge 50 quid a month for even deeper market insights through my newsletter, and all of a sudden you're making 5k a month. Now the supercharged version of this is when you start creating products around the niche you're tweeting about. The goal here is to get as close to the transaction as possible. Let's take the car dealership guy for example. This works because he is literally a walking billboard of what he does. You don't need to click on the bio, you know what he does straight away. Now he's gotten a pretty substantial following here, and instead of doing small boy stuff like launching a newsletter or using affiliate deals, he's gone straight for the balls and he's selling cars. And this works because people don't trust car dealerships, but they do trust him. So he says, hey, instead of going to the car dealerships, come to me with whatever car you want to buy, because I'm a broker, I'll get it for you at cost price, I'll sell it to you at cost price, and I'll take a fee on top of that. And it works. He has 322,000 followers. Let's say 99.5% of them are there for the shits and giggles, and 0.5% of them are actually there to buy a car. That's 1,600 people and 1,600 transactions. Let's say he only sells cars that are 20 grand or more, and he takes a 2 grand fee on top of that. That's 3.2 million a year. So if I were doing this, I'd make a list of very high ticket niches like luxury watches, mobile homes, and selling cars. If you're not an expert on the niche you pick, become an expert or find someone to do the writing for you. That's the beauty of this. You can have ghostwriters because this page is anonymous. And listen, you're busy. Don't worry about writing down all those high ticket niches. I've already done it for you. You can download it below. This is by far the easiest money I've ever made. So Airbnb have dominated the rent your house out to a stranger niche. It's about time somebody has done that with cars. And surprise, surprise, they have, and it's called Turo. So if you're not using your car on a particular day, you can rent your car out to a stranger who takes it in the morning and they bring it back in the evening. And the best part of this is that we have a hack here, meaning that even if you don't have a car, you can still make money from this. There are 2 versions of how this works. The first version of this is doing it casually. There's a story when Airbnb was first founded, the founders used to take good photos of the house because there was a direct correlation between the photo quality and how many bookings they got. So I made a really big conscious effort to take good photos of my car because that meant when someone came across my profile, they were impressed. So when I launched my listing, I started getting loads of bookings. In the first month, I made $1,529.26. Now I wasn't just making money from the daily fee, there was also extra mileage fees, smoking in the car fees. There was actually a time I was actually hoping somebody would smoke in my car because the fee I got was so much. When I was down in the south of England, I used Turo, and clearly the car that I was renting was not the guy's car, it was a rental. And after asking him, he told me that he just leases cars and then re-rents them on Turo for a higher price. Definitely a way to get out of the I don't have a car situation or I don't want to rent my car on Turo situation. So $1,500 isn't enough for you and you want to turn this into your full-time gig because you like the sound of it. Another YouTuber, Financial Wolf, is doing this with a fleet of 30 cars and he's making $25,000 a month. However, with cleaning, repairs, parking and insurance, he's paying around $250 per month in maintenance for each car. Assume he's leasing each of the cars for between $300 and $500 a month. He's making a profit of around $2,500 to $8,000 per month. Is it worth it? I don't know. Personally, I think you're playing life on hard mode doing this side hustle, but if you do want to turn something into a full-time gig, I have some much easier ways of doing that coming up. Next up, we have an age-old money-making scheme. You exploit the emotional attachment that a parent has for a child's future development, and you charge $40 to $60 per hour to teach them something. Tutoring. But let me show you how you can turn this side hustle, making a couple of $100 a week, to a couple of $100 an hour, every hour. When I started my first online business, I was pouring all of the profits back in to grow the business. So I had to come up with a way of making a bit of extra income to support my compulsion to buy coffee outside of my house. I was charging $50 per hour for a one-to-one session, and it was all going great until it wasn't. I wasn't making enough money, and I had less time than I had when I started. So instead of spending 5 hours tutoring 5 people, I said, right, come on, you're all coming into the same class. And I lengthened that 1 hour class to 1.5 hours to compensate for any extra questions somebody had. One very good decision later meant that I was making $250 every 90 minutes, then $250 every 300 minutes. And this had insane potential. So I ran a little experiment with some Facebook pages. Maths Tutoring Ireland, Ireland's ultimate math tutor, the central for mathematics. These, alongside a few more, were some very popular mathematics Facebook pages online. And plot twist, they were all me. So whether someone clicked on an ad for this one, or for that one, or for that one, it didn't matter because
checkmate, asshole, they're both me.
Apparently Michael Reeves did this in computer science in Hawaii too. After 3 weeks of running the ads and €200 in ad spend, I had 35 students that wanted tutoring. If I had continued running those ads and filled up 5 classes of 7 people every single day, I would have made $8,750 per week. I could have and probably should have went full time doing that. But I didn't because, you know, there were better things to do. So, a hyper-personalized digital service. If I had everything I know now taken away from me and I had to start again from scratch, this is probably the side hustle I would do. So when people hire a personal trainer or a diet coach or an executive coach or whatever the hell it is, yeah, they're hiring them for their expertise, but mainly they're hiring them for their accountability. And some people are really taking advantage of this, and I think you should too. Let's use a diet coach as an example. You would target professionals, high-performing entrepreneurs that want to perform at that highest level. They are willing to pay a lot of money to get a better edge over other people. You onboard 6 clients. Use ChatGPT to come up with all the information you need. Here are the macros you need to hit to build muscle and lose weight. And here's the twist. Every morning you give them a 10-minute call. That's 1 hour of your time per day. And on that call, you ask them what they're going to eat today. Then you reference their previous day's MyFitnessPal performance and say, hey, you said you were going to eat that yesterday, but you actually ate this. So today, you better cop on and eat what you're telling me you're going to eat. So not only are you their diet coach, you're their accountability coach. And there are people that pay a lot of money for this. Some services charge anywhere from $500 to $700 per month for that exact service. And if you don't want to do this for diet, just apply this to some service where people want to achieve something and need an extra push to get there. And if $3,000 a month is not enough for you, here's how you take it full time. And this is where it might surprise you for me to say you shouldn't take on more clients. Why? Because that will take up more of your time. And if you want to take this full time, you need more time spending working on the business than you do in the business. So instead, you start off by hiring one contractor who does 5 hours of calls each day. 5 hours of calls accumulates to 30 clients per month. Each of these clients still paying $500 per month. You've suddenly turned $3,000 a month into $15,000 per month. So that means for each new person you hire, you make an extra $12,000 per month. And obviously you have costs associated with hiring that person, but they will be completely eclipsed by the amount of money they will make you. Why reinvent the wheel when you can just model what works? My body tutor are already doing this in the workout niche and they're doing so well. So either just copy them directly or do this in a different vertical. This side hustle has the biggest work to reward ratio of all of them, and I absolutely love it. I haven't done it myself, not yet anyway. Check this out. Me in January 2021. 0 income, less than 100 followers, learning Notion. Me in January 2023, 50,000 a month income, 500,000 followers, and launched 20 plus Notion templates. The internet is wild. Yes, it is. 50K a month selling Notion templates. If you don't know what Notion is, think of this guy as Google Docs and think of this guy as Notion. It's Google Docs on steroids. And it's the world's leading note-taking app that has over 30 million users. And this is how you take advantage of it. You go hyper-specific. Pick a person, a uni student, a Forex trader, a dentist, a receptionist, and become obsessed what their day-to-day is like. Why? Because if you know what their day-to-day is like, you know what's important to them, and if you know what's important to them, you can smack that on a Notion template. You create the ultimate uni Notion template. Create a Twitter or an Instagram page and call it the uni Notion guy. See where I'm going with this? Start blabbing on about all things university and tell people how much your productivity planner will help them get better in their day-to-day college life. Potential here is so big considering the reach you have and the minimal cost of replication. This means whether you sell 0 templates or whether you sell 1,000,000 templates, the work involved for you is exactly the same. Now, something like this is not easy to get off the ground because you have to create something that's unique, you have to learn Notion, and you have to build an audience on some form of social media. But these are skills you're gonna have for the rest of your life. And if you wanna build a 6-figure business, well, don't listen to me. Listen to this guy. How to start a 6-figure business from 0. Learn Notion on YouTube, create templates on Notion, sell those templates on Gumroad, build an audience on social media, and launch the Notion template on product. If you need some more motivation, here's a screenshot he put up on Twitter the other day. Use this video as a guide on how to think about making money online as opposed to what to do to make money online. Give a man a fish, teach a man how to fish. You get the gist. Speaking of which, this video here will teach you how to catch a 300-pound tuna. That's all from me. We'll see you in the next one. So long.